Alaska, the last frontier. A place of breathtaking landscapes, untamed wilderness, and experiences you can't find anywhere else in the world. Over the course of 7 unforgettable days, we set sail to explore it all, from glacier-carved fjords to charming coastal towns. We've shared pieces of this journey with you already. A first look at life on board, a thrilling dog sledding adventure in Juneau.
This is so cool right now.
The historic train ride in Skagway.
This is so bare.
And a scenic boat tour in Sitka. But this documentary brings it all together, plus an adventure we've been saving just for this moment. Soaring over the misty fjords of Ketchikan in a float plane.
I have to say, I think the most incredible landscape I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Whether Alaska is on your bucket list or you're just here for the journey, welcome to our complete guide to a 7-day cruise through the wild and wonderful Alaskan frontier. Let's set sail.
We're almost to the ship.
Yep.
We've been carrying these suitcases pretty far. Really Will has. Look at the sweat on your forehead.
Is it sweating? It is.
You're glistening.
It's like a 20-minute walk. Funny thing, the weather has been fantastic here.
Yeah, it's kind of warm.
Who knew we had to go to Canada to get the warm weather?
Right. California was cold,
California
was warm.
was cold. It's 70 today.
And the cruise ship is right there. We're not supposed to check in until 2, but we know that you can usually get on earlier, so it's like 11 a.m. right now. We're going to try to get on.
Time, I think it's the time you're supposed to be like on the boat, and it takes a bit to get through security and all that.
Yep. So we're about to head on.
Hopefully we can get pickleball at noon.
I know, pickleball's at noon. We got to make that.
Yep.
All right, that was a much longer process than it usually is. No, I think it's just like there's so many more cruises that go out of Florida than
they
here.
just got their systems in place.
Yeah, I mean,
there's 2 ships going out.
We've been here for what, 2 hours waiting in lines?
At least.
Boarding the ship, finally.
I'm so excited to see another cruise ship.
I know. The 2 cruises that we've been on before were both on the same ship. So this is the first time doing a different type of cruise ship. So we're excited.
Good afternoon, welcome aboard.
Hello.
This is definitely different.
Yep.
This is all fancy. You can tell this is a newer ship.
Yeah.
It's just smaller.
Oh, nice like glass display.
Yeah. Ovation.
Look, they got different artwork on every floor that you go up.
Oh, cool. So normally we don't like being this high, but we'll tell you why later.
I truthfully don't know if we're supposed to be in here yet and going to our room because they might still be cleaning. So we might get kicked out. I don't know.
We can just jump our bags.
It's just like pickleball. We can't get in our room. Are we allowed to check into our room yet? Or are they still cleaning?
They're still cleaning actually.
Are we
Can we drop our bags?
Just ask your
attendant. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna ask our attendant if we can at least put the bags in the room so that we can go play pickleball. I feel like we're a little addicted to pickleball.
Yeah, I would say so.
Here's our room. Hello.
Can we just leave our bags or no? Thank you.
Thank you. This is nice.
Hey.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil the full tour, so we'll give you guys a tour when we come back later. We're just leaving our bags for now. But yeah, this looks nice.
Overall, I like this a lot.
2 hours later.
Hey
Hi.
guys. Come on in for the room tour.
Okay.
Alright, now that we're settled in, before we make this room a mess, I figured I'd give you guys a whole tour. So we're on Ovation of the Seas, which is a little bit of a smaller ship than what we're used to. We have been on Oasis of the Seas, which is the largest ship class that Royal Caribbean makes. So we were expecting actually the rooms to be a little bit smaller, but what we found is that they're actually slightly bigger than what we've had on Oasis. So I'm loving this room so far. When you first come in, you have like a full-length mirror here. It's got a very like classy modern feel to it. I think I was actually just thinking back on the decorations in the Oasis rooms, and this feels like a little bit elevated. This is a newer ship, so that might be why. But we have a really nice bedroom area. I love the headboard situation and how the closets and storage are around the bed.
Right.
So on each side, we have this big closet space. So the closet on the other side's a little bit different, so I'll show you guys that. But this one is all hanging storage. So I took this one because I have more like dresses and stuff. Next to the bed, you have a little nightstand, a little reading light and everything. Nice padded headboard, like it feels really high end. And these are king beds, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we always like sleep really good. I will say the mattress on this one.
It's a little firmer, right?
It's a little firmer. The mattresses on Oasis felt really good. But other than that, it's really nice in here. And then above the bed,
I feel like you actually have like a whole bed area this way too. Like before, it felt almost more like a mattress kind of thrown in the
like
middle.
An afterthought.
Yeah.
This one, it feels like a nice like comfortable homey space. So you got storage up here. Over there, you got more storage, and they have like the extra pillows.
Yeah.
On this side of the bed, same thing with the nightstand and the light, but then this closet's a little bit different. So it's a little bit more segmented. And so Will's gonna take the side because he has more folding clothes, but you do have a safe in here as well.
And then I do use more drawer space than you do probably, so I actually have drawers on my side.
And on this side, you have 2 drawers underneath here.
Right.
So, I mean, honestly, I feel like plenty of clothes space for a while. I mean, it's like a week-long cruise. So.
Right.
Well, I wanted to mention, we do usually like lock stuff up in the safe when we go out.
Right.
Important things, you know, the camera. Passports, wallet if you're not going to take it.
We used to do our laptop, but I don't think that's going to fit in there.
Yeah. Now, before we go in here, do you want to show the bathroom?
Sure.
Real quick? And also, like, something about the design of this room, the way the bathroom door is kind of at an angle, like, it just feels very open. And
Right.
More than what I feel like we had on the other ship. The shower, nice glass door. It's like around, it's kind of like a radius shower, but it's a little bit extended.
Yeah.
So I actually feel like I have a good room in here. Nice shower head. On every Royal cruise, I believe they give you like hair and body wash, so if you don't feel like bringing your own, you don't have to. You have little cubbies to put your
soaps,
toiletries and stuff, and they do give you plenty of hooks, which I love.
That's nice.
Because you usually have your bathing suit that you're drying, towels and everything. In the bathroom, you have a toilet. It's kind of like that marine style, the way it flushes. Like it's almost like an airplane toilet.
It is, yeah. Right.
Suction.
What was that one more time?
Okay, nice sink and lots of countertop space. They give you a couple open shelves here, and then that is to plug in. I don't know. It's like a
hair dryer.
No, it's like a weird plug.
Is it?
It says shavers only.
Interesting.
So, I don't know. Really nice and bright in here. Lots of space to put all your toiletries and stuff. When I do like my makeup and stuff, I end up doing it out there, which I'll show you guys, but this is a nice place to get ready and everything. Lots of towels and stuff that they give you. And the great thing about going on a cruise that we love is that they clean your room every day. So it's not like being at a nice hotel. They come in here every day and refresh your room.
Sometimes it's twice a day.
Yeah.
This is actually the first ship. He literally just told us they only do it once a day, which I don't know why. Probably smaller ships, so less crew. So then they're
harder to clean twice a day.
Yeah,
Which cleaning twice a day always felt
it was a little excessive.
Yeah, but once a day, coming back and your bed is made.
Yeah.
Your towels after you've been out exploring all day just feel so good.
It does.
Finishing up in the room here. This is really like what makes it not feel so claustrophobic being on a ship, because you have a whole couch here. Now, does this become a bed?
It looks like it. It does.
I don't know what the configuration, maybe if you only have one kid, you would still get a room like this. But it's a nice size couch to sit, watch TV, work on your laptop. And here's a designated desk space. And this is something I love about all the Royal Caribbean ships that I've been on so far, is that you always have a designated desk area.
Yep.
Because we're usually, we're not just on vacation, we're working. So having a space to like sit and get work done, you have plugs. They usually kind of make this like half desk, half vanity. So this is usually where I'll sit and do my makeup, and you have a nice lighted mirror, really nice chair and everything. And then continuing down, you get also a whole dresser.
Nice.
Which this is really nice. You have a mini fridge under here.
That you can lock, so if you have kids
and you want
some alcohol or whatever.
More drawer space here. So we will not even get close to filling up all the space. But I just love how much storage there is, because one hack I'll tell you guys, if you've never been on a cruise before, when you get into your room first day or maybe second day at the most, you really should try to unpack your bag in the room and then put your suitcase into the closet, because it will make the room a lot more comfortable for you, because right now half of our couch is being taken up by our suitcases. So once we unpack everything, it just makes it nicer and it makes it more enjoyable.
I agree,
enjoy the couch and not feel like there's stuff all over the place. Now they give you blackout curtains here.
Which we will need on this cruise.
Because it is like late spring and we are going to Alaska. So even where we're here in Vancouver right now, the days are very, very long. So the sun rises super early and then the sun's not completely down until like after 9 o'clock at night.
So I think I checked Juneau, the sunrise is at like 5:30 in the morning or 4:30, something like that.
So we'll probably like crack this so that we don't sleep too long, but you definitely want this, or it would be like daytime when it's time to go to bed. Probably the best part about every cruise room is the balcony.
Of course. So we typically always do a balcony room, and this cruise you definitely need a balcony room.
I can't imagine doing a cruise without a balcony. I know it sounds kind of like bougie, but it's like if you're gonna pay for a cruise, number one, and cruises relatively are pretty cheap for a vacation.
When you think about everything you're getting included,
like I don't think I would want to do a cruise without a balcony, because otherwise it just feels it can feel very claustrophobic if you're not getting like fresh air and fresh light and everything. Especially for this cruise, we wanted a balcony because we have a lot of opportunity to see whales and other wildlife while we're cruising.
You don't do this cruise without a balcony, from what I heard.
If you're doing an Alaska cruise, you gotta get a balcony. And so I'm really excited. We have 2 chairs we can sit out here and lounge. They even come with a little
footstool.
You can kick back and relax, a little side table. One thing that we had on the Oasis ships was a full table, so I could sit out here and work, so I kind of do miss that, but I can kind of sit with my laptop on my lap. But I love that they give you the nice glass panel here, so if you're sitting, you still get a view of what's out there, maybe a spot a whale or something. And we are on the 13th floor, which there's 15 floors total.
But I think this is the highest rooms.
But this floor is a really ideal floor to be on, because when they spot whales, if the crew members see whales, they will announce it on the intercom. And the floor right above us, floor 14, is where you want to go to like actually get a good viewpoint. So everyone will rush up to floor 14 and the elevators will get congested and everything. So with us being on 13, we could just get on the stairs, walk up 1 flight of stairs, and we're there very quickly. But hopefully the whales are on this side of the ship so we could just look at our balcony and see them. That wraps up our tour of the room we have on the Ovation of the Seas for this Alaska cruise. Really homey. We're gonna unpack all our stuff and get settled in, and then later on we'll give you guys a tour of the full ship. We've already kind of walked through it a little bit and we're trying to get our bearings because it is different than the one we've been on before, but we're gonna show you guys everything that's on the ship, everything to do, so stay tuned for that. For the next 9 days, we are going to be on Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas ship, going all the way to Alaska. We have some exciting port stops, but in this video, we really want to give you a tour of the ship, everything that's on Ovation of the Seas. But as you can see behind me, this is an incredible ship, and it's in Royal Caribbean's like 3rd biggest class. And so even though it's the 3rd smallest level of ship, is actually considered almost like the 2nd best ship that you can cruise on with Royal Caribbean, because it's one of the newest. So it has a lot of more modern stuff. The rooms are more modern. Everything just feels a little bit higher end. And so you guys will see that as we walk through and everything. So a little bit of stats on the ship. Ovation is 1,100 feet long and 136 feet wide. It has about 2,000 cabins total and can house over 4,900 passengers, which is insane. And it has an indoor pool, an outdoor pool, tons of restaurants, tons of cool activities, and probably the most cool thing is what's called the North Star, which is this ball that can take you up for a viewpoint of the port that you're at. So I believe it only runs on port days when we're stationary, so we're gonna try to do that. We're gonna go inside now because it's raining and very cold already, and show you guys all the different things here on Ovation of the Seas. So we're having lunch at the Windjammer Marketplace today, which is pretty much your go-to when you want to eat at any time of day. They're open most hours, so we're here for lunch today. It's like 1:30, and they start serving breakfast I think at like 5:30 in the morning, and then it goes all the way till dinner at 8:30 p.m. So there's little gaps in between the meal times, but for the most part, if you're hungry any time of day, you can come up to the Windjammer, and it's a huge buffet. Pretty much any type of food that you could want, they have here. They have American, Asian, I saw Mexican food, Indian food. They even do stir fry fresh, where you can pick what you want in your stir fry. And this is included with your cruise, so you don't pay any extra to come here. I also saw at this Windjammer that they have Starbucks kind of coffee place area cafe, so you can get a coffee up here too in the morning. And the nice thing is, like, you can snag a table at the window. You can eat and look out at the ocean as you're having your meal. But this does get pretty busy, as it's like the main place to have, especially breakfast and lunch. We just had lunch here. It's about 1:30, and we're gonna walk around and show you guys more of the ship now. Thank you. Hey, Starbucks. They also have an ice cream station where the coffee bar is.
Ice cream's definitely my weakness.
Yeah.
It's a problem on the ship. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that looks good.
Right.
So right now we're at the top of the ship. So this is the 14th, 15th, and 16th level. So it's a total of 16 levels on this ship. Now what's really cool about this ship was designed for those very unique ports, like Alaska. It also does New Zealand, Australia, Hawaii area. This class of ship does the Antarctica cruises. And the whole idea behind this ship was not quite as much outside stuff like we've seen on the Oasis class ships, because sometimes you have bad weather like today and you can't go swimming outside. So there's not as much outside as you would see in some other ships, but you do have the pool here, the little surf thing, I forget what it's called. Flow rider, and then you have North Star out here, there's a bar. There are some outdoor pools and hot tubs and stuff, but again, in this ship they have a mix of both. We'll show you the inside next. Okay, so you probably know by now, Jen and I have been working really hard to lose weight. Hard to do on cruise ships. But
especially with the buffet.
Especially with the buffet. We're really good. The one thing that we stick to, we're not always good about eating. We get our steps in every day. So they do have a track on the 15th level. That's what we're on now. And again, it is on the outside. I love the one on Oasis because it is covered outside, but at least they have it, so we're getting our steps in now.
We're walking the wrong way then. Also on the 14th floor, they have a whole section of pools and hot tubs and a pool bar that's inside. So today it's already raining cold. Alaska is living up to its reputation. You can still go and swim in the pool, have a drink, pretend you're like in the Caribbean.
There you go.
And enjoy yourself. So I really like that about the ship. Okay, up at the front of the ship on the 16th level, you also have the Vitality Fitness Center. So this is kind of part of the spa area. The nice thing on this ship, from what I'm looking at on the app, this is free to use. When we did Oasis of the Seas cruises before, you had to pay extra to use the fitness center, which I kind of think is a little bit crappy. I think a fitness center should be part of what you're
like a
paying for
hotel.
on a cruise. Yeah, just like a hotel. So it's really nice up here actually, because you have full windows on these walls where the treadmills are, so you can go, if you don't want to walk outside, you can come in here and walk on the treadmill, and you have a view of the ocean. So they also have weightlifting machines, free weights. I think that they do fitness classes and stuff. So again, if you're trying to keep the weight off and not go crazy at the, the buffet here, you can come to the fitness center and get your workout on. And on all of these pool levels on the 14th, 15th, and 16th floors, there are tons of lounge chairs. So if you want to sit out, get a tan on, which you're not going to do today, there are tons to pick from. Normally when we're on these cruises, it's hard to find a chair because there's so many people out here, but today it's rainy, so you have your pick of any chair that you would like. Okay, back behind me is the Seaplex, which is probably where we've been spending the most time here on the cruise so far, because it's pretty much an enclosed area where you can do a ton of different activities. So we've spent a lot of time there playing pickleball. They have open pickleball hours there almost every day of the ship, I think, but it's also basketball courts, and they have a lot of other activities going on there at different times. So when we just came in a second ago, it looked like they were doing dance classes with couples. They also do bumper cars there at certain times. I know the wait for that is pretty long because they did it yesterday and it was like a huge line wrapped around. But upstairs they have these little pods with ping pong. They have an Xbox area where you can play video games. So like we've said before in this video, they've really outfitted the ship to be good for any type of weather because there's tons of indoor stuff to do. So I think that they're doing a ping pong tournament up here right now. So just to show you guys how intense some of these tournaments get on cruise ships. There is a huge group of people just waiting to compete in ping pong. And it was the same way with,
where it's at.
yeah, and it was the same way with pickleball earlier too. Like it was just open play pickleball, and we had to like put our name on a list and wait to play because
they
were
have 3
so
courts.
yeah.
So it's just, you know, people get into
especially
their
a rainy day like this. It's like there's not a lot
nothing
of
else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now like tomorrow it's a port day, and we're gonna miss pickleball. So like literally, there's probably gonna be a lot of people in our situation. So you know, if you aren't going to port there, it'd be a great day for pickleball.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're staying in a suite, there's actually a private suite sun deck that you get access to. So we can't show you guys because we're not staying in a suite, but
Not that fancy.
we're not that fancy. We're just peasants like everybody else here. Yeah, that's really nice. If you are paying for that extra level, a little bit of luxury, you do have access to that.
Yeah, as you can see, you gotta scan to
scan.
go out, so no sneaking.
No sneaking. So right behind me is the Seaplex Doghouse. This is the first food truck that's out on a cruise ship. Now, they call it a food truck. It's not really a food truck, but
It's so cute.
the concept is great. I love it. So there they have hot dogs, bratwurst, like I think Italian sausage or something like that.
It's a good
Probably
snacks
sauerkraut.
while you're playing all the stuff
Oh, yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
And it's so cute how they went with like a Volkswagen bus
Yeah, I
theme
love it.
and have like it sticking out of the glass. I
Right.
just think that's really cute how they
Yep.
did that.
One of my new favorite games we found on the last ship was shuffleboard. Now this one, they have a real big outside one, and I still suck. So one really cool, really exciting feature that they have on this ship that they don't even have on the Oasis class ships that we've been on is the iFly. Now this is like, you might have seen it in big cities where it's like the tube and you feel like you're skydiving. So they actually have it on the ship.
Yeah, I might try to do it all around the ship, but you have to have a reservation there, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. It feels like you're skydiving. Yeah.
Yeah. What I will try to do probably is the flow rider. Now it's off today, I'm assuming because of the weather or maybe how choppy it is. But I want to try that so bad. And that's where you like can surf. I probably won't be able to stand up, but you can do like the boogie board.
Yeah. They also have a rock climbing wall behind me that you can do. And back here is this cute little like panda
That is cute.
art display. It looks like a mommy panda trying to pull up her baby, which is so.
Right.
We haven't even seen this before. We haven't been over here, so this is super cute. I don't know what the inspiration is, but it's really, really cute. So if you're coming with a family, then those other pool areas we showed earlier is probably where you're going to want to hang out. But if it's just a couple, then you definitely want to come to the solarium. And so the solarium is the adults only area of the ship. And they have a bistro, which serves more adult friendly, higher end food, I guess you should say. And I think that they serve at least lunch and dinner, maybe breakfast. They have like watermelon feta salad, stuff that they're not gonna have in the Windjammer that's more family oriented. They also have lounge areas, really comfy lounge beds. They have tons of pools and hot tubs. And again, this is adults only in this section. So you come in and it's just very peaceful. It's nice and warm and toasty right now because we're just out in the cold rain. One thing I noticed is they have a solarium on the Oasis style ships too, but the Oasis ships get a lot more families with kids. So you see a lot more adults on this Alaska cruise. So I think that this ship has been a little bit more oriented around adults. So the solarium is actually nicer on the ship. There was more pools and hot tubs than we had on the solarium on the Oasis ship. So this is a really nice.
Even though that was a bigger ship,
yeah, even
you
though
would
it's a
think.
bigger ship, this is a better solarium. So definitely want to come check this out. If you're coming as a couple, it's a little bit more of a calm, romantic, peaceful area to hang out in. All right, now we're heading down to show you guys the Royal Promenade. So we're gonna take the elevator, and the elevators are a little slower here with it being a smaller ship. But, oh, we actually got this one pretty quick.
We did.
Oh, something cool is, tell them about that.
So every day, and almost like every cruise that I've seen, they pop this little tile out and switch the day so you know what day of the week it is.
Because you can't lose track of the days on a cruise. So back behind me here is the Royal Esplanade, which is kind of like the central hub of the ship. It's your main street, I guess you could say, where they have shops, bars, restaurants. A lot of the restaurants down here are ones that come free with your dining plan, so they're not like the specialty restaurants. So this is kind of like your hangout spots to come to get a coffee in the morning, maybe grab a sandwich for lunch, and there's a lot of little stores, like jewelry stores, where you can come shop. So I would definitely call this like your main street of the ship.
Yeah.
And it becomes a big meeting point if you're with other people on the ship to meet here, because it's such a central location.
Right down from the Royal Esplanade is Music Hall, a 2-level space where you can watch live music and DJs. And on this ship, it's also where karaoke is hosted, which is one of our favorite things to attend at night after dinner.
So all the way in the back of the ship is the area called 270. Now, 270 is really 270 degree, and they got that name because the windows on the back are at a 270 degree angle. So back here, there's a 270 cafe, but really the main area is the entertainment center. So it's multi-level here, and these windows all the way in the back, what's really cool is you can see everything from behind, but all these windows actually turn into like
a digital display.
A digital display, yeah. So yesterday we missed it, but they did like a whole fireworks show.
A virtual
fireworks show to make it like the launch of the cruise. It even said in the description they can take you almost like anywhere in the world. So if you want to see like different landscape and different cool cities and stuff, they can do that here.
It's almost like VR without the headset.
Yeah, and I don't remember anything quite like that being on the Oasis class. So again, even though this is smaller, some of the features
are really cool.
Are really cool on it, yeah.
Yeah, and this is where they do a lot of shows, like Will said, but also when they're not having a shows, it kind of becomes like a casual lounge hangout spot for people. So that's kind of nice too.
Yep.
There are several bars on the ship with different themes, including the Boleros Latin Club, which is a great spot if you love to dance, the Bionic Bar, where you order your drink on a touchscreen and robots literally make it for you. And then there's Schooner's Bar, a nautical-themed piano bar perfect for sipping on a cocktail while you lounge. There's also the Amber and Oak Pub and Vintage's Wine Bar, so tons of places to grab a drink no matter what kind of vibe you're looking for.
All right, so Jen's mom's favorite part of the cruise ship is all the way downstairs on the 3rd level, and that is the Royal Casino. So there's a full casino on board, table games, slot machines. They even have like the little coin drop like you would typically see at an arcade, but they have it here with real quarters. The casino's actually pretty good considering how much space they have. And we'll go to the casino some, like not like a crazy amount because you can blow through money quick, but it's pretty good for being on a ship out in the middle of the ocean. And what's really nice with this is that it actually kind of connects through to the music hall. So if you're kind of down here killing time until something starts in the music hall, you know, you can play some slots.
And the nice thing is with the casinos on Royal ships, you do get reward points, right?
Correct, yeah. So we've been on a couple of ships, so the points are starting to build up. And we're like right at that cusp where we're about ready to break into the next like section.
But there's different like rewards levels that you can get for spend on the ship, which gets you benefits. So you are gambling, but if you're gonna gamble anyways, at least get your points for it.
Oh, for sure, definitely scan your card. Like, I will say we haven't gone crazy, but we've gotten emails for free cruises. Jen's mom's gotten a lot of them, Matt's gotten a lot of them, so it's definitely worth it, and they do have some good rewards and perks.
Something that's really fun about Royal Caribbean ships are the specialty restaurants. While you can go to the main dining hall every night and get a fantastic meal, sometimes it's fun to try a different spot. Now, specialty restaurants aren't included in the price of your cruise unless you purchase a specialty dining package. So keep in mind this will be an added cost, but we do think it's worth doing 1 to 2 nights. On this ship, you have options like Jamie's Italian, which is Jamie Oliver's Tuscan-inspired restaurant. We tried this one night and really enjoyed it, and the pasta was delicious. Another specialty restaurant on Ovation of the Seas is Wonderland, which plays off the weirdness of Alice in Wonderland to create some pretty interesting dishes.
So So we just got to the Sitka Alaska area, which is our first stop on this big trip of ours. It's so pretty here, it's so quiet, and you can just tell you're just one with nature here. So we're actually moving really slow, even though you can't tell by the camera. And we're getting docked into port right now. So we're on the non-dock side, if that makes sense. So we have a little bit more of a nature view. I'm kind of glad because this side is so pretty and there's all these little islands. The trees here are so pretty. And then I'm gonna try to zoom in, but behind me over here, there's like a couple little houses right on the water. It's just so peaceful here and I just love it.
Once we got off the cruise ship, we had to wait in line for a bus that takes you from the cruise port dock over to downtown Sitka, and that's also where the marina is that we're catching our boat out of. I can't believe that we're finally in Alaska today. You know, some places either exceed your expectations or they don't meet your expectations. Right. Alaska, like coming in, was exactly what I expected it to be, but in a good way. Yeah, just gorgeous snow-capped mountains, green trees. So we are doing a boat tour of Sitka today, which is really exciting. It's with a guy who has a pretty small operation. It's his own boat. It's totally our speed because it's a private tour. He let us pretty much customize the tour to do what we were interested in, and I'm really excited. So we are walking down the dock right now. There's here in downtown Sitka, and that's not our boat. Probably 10 to 15 minutes into this trip, and already even if we didn't do anything today, just driving around and seeing the views is like incredible. We're passing through these islands with little houses on them. It's just picturesque. You have the water and the snowy mountains in the distance, the fog settling in. It's just it's like nothing like this.
What you see out there, Jenny? Right.
There's sea lions out there on the belly.
It's so cute. They're like, we're gonna sit right here taking naps so sharks don't get us. Aww. Now behind you, over there in the mountains, I know it's really hard to see, but that's Mount Ketchikan.
Yeah.
And that is the somewhat active volcano he was explaining here in the Sitka area. So they thought it was dormant, but they found that it's very loosely active. Yeah. But it's like,
a little bit of activity.
There's a little bit of activity, that's what I'm trying to say. What's really cool is it's a volcano, but it's on its own island. He was kind of saying that they kind of geek, like the Alaskans geek out about, is that they actually have beaches there because that volcanic rock has broken down enough to create both black and white sand beaches, and they just don't see sandy beaches here. It's typically a rocky coastline. So I don't think we're gonna make it there today, but if you have more time than we do, I would definitely check that out. Again, black sand beaches are cool enough, but then to have that in Alaska is crazy.
That is. And there's an upstairs to this boat.
It's perfect for sightseeing.
Like, I know. Just come up here and take in the views.
These are the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen. Just,
look at that one there. That's just crazy.
Like if you had to say take a picture of a perfect mountain, this would be it.
Yeah.
It's just so pretty. And he said we got great weather today. As you guys can see, so I thought Alaska was gonna be cold. I'm in a long sleeve shirt, jeans, and I'm perfectly fine. You okay there?
Yeah, it's a little more wobbly up here.
But and that's us out on the boat, out on the water and everything. So the weather is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they said that it rains every day. So if you see that in the forecast, don't be alarmed.
It's pretty common to have rain almost on a daily basis in Alaska. All the stops on this trip are more like southern coastal Alaska. And I don't think in the winter
it really gets that cold here, but he did say even though the temperatures don't get that cold, because you're on the coast and it's a wet cold, it feels a lot colder than it is, which I can totally imagine.
I can too.
Even Maryland's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, today it's really nice. The rain stopped as soon as we got out here, and just admiring the views right now.
My name's Ray Hansen, the owner and operator of Hybrid Expeditions. We're aboard a 37-foot Taiwanese trawler, Maya K.
What kind of trips do you like to go out on? What do you typically do?
I do a little bit of everything. We can do fishing trips, sightseeing trips, whale watching. I leave everything up to the customer as much as possible. I want this to be a very organic and local experience. We do overnight trips as well. Yeah, anything you want. Multi-day fishing trips, just cruising around Southeast Alaska. I want this to be the most local experience you can get.
Yeah. And are you from Alaska originally?
Yeah, born and raised in Sitka, third generation. Now I've had my own kids, so there's the fourth generation right there.
And so you've lived here your whole life, so you kind of know the ins and outs of Sitka and everything there is to see.
Absolutely. I've been a lot of places, but you could spend a lifetime on this island alone, on Baranof Island, and not see all of it. And it's such an expansive landscape. But I definitely try my best on my own time to explore as much as possible.
So Sitka is the 5th most populated city in Alaska, and it sits on the Baranof Island, which is part of the ABC Islands in the Alaska Panhandle. Now Baranof and Sitka used to be ruled by Russia from 1799 to 1867, I believe, and this area was big in the fur trading business back then. Nowadays, of course, Sitka is part of the United States, and every October 18th is Alaska Day, where they celebrate the U.S. purchasing Alaska from Russia, and they do festivals in downtown Sitka and do a lot of cool celebrations. So definitely would be cool to come back to Sitka on October 18th and see that in person. So we're on eagle watch duty right now. Apparently, you spotted an eagle flying around the area.
Yeah, I saw him right at the tip there, so he was kind of flying around, so we're watching. But I was talking to Ray a couple minutes ago, and I was asking him about whales. And you guys probably saw we saw whales a few weeks ago. I expected to see them a lot here, and he was like, "You will see them; they're always here. But if you really want to see them, like during March, maybe the tail end or the beginning of April." And he said, "You just go out, and the whales are everywhere, and they're so friendly here." He was showing me videos. You could literally reach out and touch them.
That's so crazy.
One time they hit his boat when he was out with clients or guests.
That's kind of scary, actually.
It is, because they actually damaged his boat, he said. And he said you'll even get the like that shot where they come up and scoop the fish.
Oh, that's so cool.
You know, come back down.
So we're about to go to shore for a little bit and do some kayaking, but before we get off the boat, I want to give you guys a quick little tour. This isn't a huge boat, so there's not a lot to show, but I did want to kind of give you guys the inside look here. So we're in the main cabin right now, and it definitely has like, I love the unpainted wood.
Yeah.
It gives it like a cozy Alaska vibe to it. So you have this nice dinette here. I always use like RV terms on the same thing. But this does become a bed, he said, which is cool. I guess the table drops down, and very similar to what you would see in the RV. So this probably actually becomes a good sized bed. So tons of seating here. Now he has another boat that if you guys are booking a tour with him, he does have a smaller boat he can take out. But he said he finds that he just ends up going with this one most of the time, because even if just a couple like us, it's just very spacious, tons of room to sit, you don't feel cramped. Now, across from the dinette, you have this little kitchenette area. I'm sure for those fishing trips it's kind of fun. You could even like go on a multi-day trip, cook your fish in here at night. He has a mini fridge down here, cutting board sink, and this looks like, what kind of stove is this one?
Probably gas.
Yeah, so the stove is hot right now and it vents out. The roof I saw where it vents out. So you can cook up your fish. He also said that they go and get scallops certain times of the year. So
diving.
Really, yeah, they go
so
diving.
he can do diving trips with this boat as well.
And that's the cool thing about doing a tour with someone like this is like you can just completely customize it. You tell them what you want to do and they'll tell you what's possible. Whereas when you go with the tour company, it's so cookie cutter.
It is.
So we love stuff like this. So on the back of the boat here, we have a bedroom with looks like a queen size bed, I would say.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a full. Now in the back here, there is a bathroom. You have a toilet and sink and a little stand-up shower that's kind of used more as a place to hang wet clothes and stuff like that. And in the front of the ship, you have 2 more beds up here. So if you're coming with a group and you wanted to do like a multi-day trip, you could cozy in with your group. And I'm actually impressed with how much sleeping space there is on a boat this size, because you could sleep 2 back here, 2 up there. So a group of 4 could sleep here very comfortably. There's also a bathroom back here with just a shower and a sink. Yeah, this is a small little cabin inside, but honestly they made good use of space. And then we'll show you what the outside looks like too. So on the front of the ship here, you have some places where if you want to sit outside, you can kind of lounge back here. Looks like he has a winch, right? Or that's the anchor.
Yep.
So we're actually anchoring right now because we're going to go to shore. We've got a little generator, and then we brought kayaks because we're going to do a little bit of kayaking on this trip. This is a 2-level ship, so it has kind of like a viewing deck up top if you want to go up there and take in the breathtaking views of Alaska. On the back here, there's like a nice platform where it looks like he keeps a cooler here. So if you are lucky and you get some fish, you can put your fish in the cooler. Also just like a place to sit. And he does have a little dinghy on the boat, so it makes it easier to get to and from shore. Nice little tarp thing, which is nice.
I think he just kind of added that.
Yeah, I think he added that, but it's nice because one, you can hook some fishing poles to it.
Yep. And
also it gives you some space on the outside that's covered from the rain because it does rain a lot here.
Right.
And then up here on the roof of the boat, this is a really cool place to be because you're just a little elevated and you could just like take in these 360 views, just incredible scenery, the mountains, the fog, and there's some kind of couch space up here. Tons of place to store things for fishing because a lot of people do want to go out on a fishing trip. So
or crabbing.
Yeah, or crabbing. It looks like these are like crab nets.
Yeah. I love crabs. I wanted to go crabbing, but it's not enough time with the cruising.
Go to a certain area, which is going to take too much time out of our day. Also, where we're docked here, there are actually some bald eagles out there on that little piece of land. That is super cool. Hopefully we can get a little bit closer to them so you guys can see them up close. But we've seen them flying. I mean, they're all over the place here. That wraps up the boat tour. Now we're about to jump in the dinghy, head to shore, and then we're going to do some kayaking. This is just like a surreal experience out here because we're so close to where the bald eagles are, and we've been watching them actually dive down to the water and catch fish, and one literally just flew right above my head. I could distinctly like see the detail of the eagle, but I think I could see the 2 of them. It's probably the male and the female flying around together. And one fun fact that from my mom actually, because she loves watching live cams of bald eagles, is that eagles usually mate for life. So they'll have multiple nests and eggs together throughout their life, which is really cool. I always like it when certain species of animals do that. And I can see them literally flying in the sky right now. Not sure if it'll pick it up on camera, but over in the shallow areas close to this patch of land right here, the water's fairly clear actually. Now that the sun is out, you can see even better. But you can see all kinds of like sea life and sea grasses down there. The water is like glass. It's gotten a little bit more activity going on since we came out here, and probably some of it's from us in the boat, but other than that, it's actually really calm out here, and there's not another boat in sight that I can see. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit creepy being out on a body of water where you know there's whales. So I've been staying a little closer to the shore. I'm not in the mood to get swallowed whole today. That's not the vibe. How's it going so far?
It's going good. I can't get my feet in like Jenny can, so it's a little uncomfortable.
Aww.
But also, he said that when you're sitting up so high, it makes it very unstable.
Yeah.
So like I was trying to get some pictures with my phone, and
I can definitely tell that you're sitting up a little higher than I am.
Yeah, it makes it harder.
This is definitely the most beautiful kayaking I've ever done.
Oh, ever. This is amazing. The camera just doesn't. This defines the phrase. The camera doesn't. It's just.
Yeah. So I was so excited because I was just chilling here and I'm like, I wish the eagles would come back. And I looked up and there's at least 3 bald eagles in that tree just chilling out, probably watching the water, waiting for fish.
Yep. Earlier they were all swimming around right when Jen was getting the drone going. And I think what happened is when we came in, we kind of scared some fish up here. They were coming after the fish and feeding.
Yeah. So hopefully we
cool.
got them some lunch.
Yeah.
I wish that they would take off and fly because one flew right over my head earlier. Like I saw its eyes and its face.
Yeah,
it was that close.
I know, and you could see its claws. Like,
right, it's just incredible. It's like
held back. It was so cool.
Yeah, like keep your talons up there.
Just keep your talons up. Yeah.
It always makes me think of that movie, The Proposal.
Yep.
It was supposed to take place in Sitka. It was actually filmed in Massachusetts. Remember that scene where the eagle takes her phone and then she like holds the dog up and she's like, come take the dog instead, the little puppy.
Take the dog, I need that phone. Here, take the dog, take the dog, take the dog, take it, take it, take it.
That's so funny. Poor puppy. There's a little river that comes in outlets here. It's calm enough here that when we were kayaking over there, you could definitely hear the river here.
It's so peaceful. Like you don't hear cars here or you know anything. Just one with the nature.
We're at low tide right now, so all of this is usually covered in water during high tide. He said it kind of goes up to basically where those grasses start. So all this mud and algae and mussels and stuff on the ground are usually underwater during high tide. We took off from that little inlet where we were kayaking at and kind of coming back out onto a bigger waterway here. And I'm just sitting on top of the roof because the views are just crazy and the sun's out now. So it's actually warming up a bit. It's not too bad even with the boat moving. And it's just so cool to see the dark greens and the white-capped mountains. Such a beautiful day. We really lucked out doing this trip. And now we're heading over to an area to go fishing, I believe. And I'm not sure if we're fishing off the boat or if we're gonna fly fish. So we'll see what the plan is. Gonna catch us dinner tonight?
Hopefully. I'm not a good fisherman, but it's always fun.
Okay, push that lever up.
Okay.
Start to reel.
Okay.
Pull up, reel down. Pull
Pull
up.
up like that.
Yep. Reel all the way back down to the water.
Okay. What are we fishing for here?
Some rockfish.
Okay.
Particularly black rockfish, which we call black bass. Because they look exactly like smallmouth bass.
Okay.
That's just a black bass.
Okay.
Okay, so for anyone that's not familiar with fishing, what's the strategy here?
So I don't really know. I'm not that good of a fisherman.
Or
But
you're just kind of like pulling it up.
yeah, pulling it up.
Not that far.
Not that far. Yeah, so we're letting the line drop all the way down.
Then you pull it off of the
Just about 30 feet
seafloor a little
over.
bit, and then you're kind of slowly like pulling it up.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so we'll
Or like
pull it
you're
up.
like quickly doing little pulls up, right?
Yeah. I'll show you. Okay. So yeah, get it up off the seafloor, and then you'll pull up, and then kind of follow it down into the water.
Well, there's a high possibility we don't catch anything today because we're not really on like a legit fishing trip.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to work in a little bit of fishing while we were out here. Fingers crossed, but we're not expecting to catch anything necessarily. Oh,
I got one.
here we go. Here's dinner.
Oh, this is a smaller one. Isn't it? Same thing?
There it goes.
Bigger one now.
Right.
I'll try to get on it.
Oh, is there? On mine?
There you go.
There we go. Oh, geez, this one feels bigger. Oh, this one's bigger, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. There you go. Got your first Alaskan
I
fish.
did, yeah.
I don't think
That's so cool.
I don't think it's gonna feed a big family, but that's okay.
No, I mean, this wouldn't be bad, right? Like, you'd get a good, not a big family, but like a couple people.
Yeah. You want to keep your rod down by the ocean. Okay. And you can bring it up.
There you go. Yeah, looks like good size. Whoa, yeah, there he is. That's a good size one too. You have to hold him. Hold it, come on, you have to. There you go. You got it, you want a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, does he get to live another day?
Bert Jr.
Bert Jr. Made a mess. That's cool though. I can't believe we actually both caught fish.
That was fun. We went
Okay.
Alaska fishing. We went
Kayaking. Dude, this was a great stop.
So much fun. I'm not joking. I did not think we were gonna catch any fish.
Oh, I didn't either.
I think I fished once when I was little, but it's been a long time, so I'm just gonna say it's like the first fish I've ever caught.
Yeah, that's so cool. Good job, Jenny.
Thank you. Good job to you.
Thanks.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
Dude, that was awesome.
That
I
was
really
so
like the
worth
whole
it,
park.
and his prices are really, really reasonable,
Oh,
like
yeah.
way better than the tour company. So I'll make sure to link his website down below. So if you guys are coming to Sitka, you can try to book a tour with him. And like I said earlier, he can pretty much customize a tour that you want, whether you want to do
Yeah.
like a single day like we did, or a multi-day fishing trip, or whatever it is. He's really flexible, so
I would
definitely
highly recommend it.
check it out if you guys are coming to Sitka. We are heading back to where the bus lets off. We might try to get a quick bite, but the last bus goes out at 6. And what time is it?
It is 5:20.
So we don't want to miss that. So
Yeah.
we'll see if we can get something quick to eat because I'm starving. But if not, we might have to wait until we get back on the cruise ship.
Right.
All right, so we couldn't get like actual food, but I found a place with chips and fudge. So we got
Chips and
that.
fudge, what else could you want?
Right. And then we found a place that does smoked salmon.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a pack, 2 packs. We're gonna take one back to my parents, one back to your parents.
Yep. And they will ship it if anybody's like, you know, wanting some. But it was like 25 bucks. And then like times 2, because we were gonna send one to each parent. So it would have been like an extra 50 bucks.
Yeah, not worth it. So we're just gonna take it.
Yeah.
And then we'll hold it until we get back home to Maryland.
Right, the nice thing is he said it's safe to take on the plane or the boat.
Yeah,
or
since
whatever.
it's smoked, you can take it. It's not like, you know, when you cross into different countries, you gotta worry about, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff like that.
Or like it going bad.
Right, true. So now we're heading over, there's
the
a
bus?
huge line for the bus, so we're gonna get in line and eat some fudge.
Eat some fudge.
Today we woke up on the ship and we were arriving in Juneau, Alaska, which is the capital of Alaska. We have some time this morning because our excursion today is a little bit later, so we're gonna have to actually walk around downtown and explore a little bit more. But something interesting about Juneau that I was reading is that it's unique in that it's one of 2 state capitals that cannot access the rest of the state by road. So Juneau and Honolulu, Hawaii are both state capitals where you cannot access the rest of the state by road. So you have to go by boat or
I never
plane.
thought about that.
So far, Juneau looks really cool. It's definitely built up more than our last stop in Sitka. There's more shops here. There's totem poles lining the walkways. So we're gonna kind of walk around downtown, see what we can check out before our excursion starts later. So we're in the wait list to get lunch at this place, and so we decided to come down the little walkway here to this shop that I actually walked past. I was like, oh, it's such a cute shop. It was like a screen printing shop. So I was planning on getting a t-shirt, but I actually changed my mind because they had this super cute map of all the America's national parks, and it has a little marker for each one, so you fill in every time that you go to one. And they're all listed down here in order of when.
They're in order of when they were established as a national park,
So we haven't been to a ton of national parks, so we'll be able to mark a couple of them off, but I thought it was something cool we could put in the RV as like artwork, but also keeping track of all the national parks we've been to. So our thing is going off now, so we're actually gonna go get lunch.
So like Jen said earlier, we are now in the town of Juneau, which is the capital. And fun fact, for those of you who watch other RV YouTubers, Chris and Martha from Venturesome Couple, Martha's native Alaskan, and this is the town that she grew up in. So as soon as we got into port and I got cell coverage again, I gave her a call and said, Martha, if you had to pick one place, since we're here for such a short period of time to eat, where would it be? She said to come here, and she said it's not necessarily the best food, but it's just a very good Alaskan vibe. The whole theme in here is aircraft theme. It's an old airplane hangar here, and it's literally, the cruise dock is right there. Like I can see our cruise, easy walking distance, and there's still planes, seaplanes that take off in and out of here as well. So we hear them going by at times. So it's a really cool area. I was gonna get the king crab legs because, like, as a kid I used to always watch Deadliest Catch. Oh my god, I'm counting it! And so I really wanted that here in Alaska, but he said they were like $65 per leg. And I'm like, maybe I don't need to try them that bad. But we got some other good food coming to try.
Alright, so food just got here. I'm super hungry. And I went with the fish and chips. So this is halibut. And it's fresh caught Alaskan halibut. So it should be like the best fish and chips I've ever had. Also, it came with fresh homemade tartar sauce. So I have to really see what it made.
Is it good? We're not fish people really either. That does look very fresh. So I got the taco trio, something or other, and basically what it is 3 tacos with 3 different types of meat. So I think I got the same fish you did in one. So fish tacos, halibut, and I got shrimp, fried shrimp, and then chicken. So yeah.
And it's got pickled onions on top that looks really good.
The fish is very good actually.
It is.
And again, this is coming from somebody who does not eat fish that much.
So one of the most popular things to do in Juneau is go see a glacier. Now, Juneau has a whole ice field that has made up of 19 different glaciers. The most popular one is probably Mendenhall, and I think from what I was researching, The reason why that's so popular is just more for accessibility. It's kind of at the very end of the Juneau ice fields, and it comes right out to the harbor, so it's easy for tour companies to get to so that people can walk on the glacier. Today we are not going to Mendenhall. We are actually going to Herbert Glacier because we're doing a little bit of a different experience. So we are going to be jumping on a helicopter in a couple minutes, taking it all the way to a glacier and seeing an entire dog sled town. So I'm very excited, and I believe we're going to be dog sledding as well, which I've never done before in my life. So it sounds like probably one of the most quintessential things you could do in Alaska is to go dog sledding on a glacier. We're just waiting for our group in our helicopter, and then we're gonna see Alaska from the air, which Will's not super thrilled about.
Not at all.
Not at all. What's wrong?
I just don't like helicopters, planes, anything floating through the air.
This doesn't seem right.
Doesn't seem right. No, but I am excited, minus the 30 minutes in the helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like a 25 to 30 minute ride out to the glacier.
I'm hoping that's like combined both
there
ways.
And back.
Not like 30 minutes there and then 30 minutes back.
But it's so scenic. That's ours, 204. Heading out to our helicopter now.
Dude, this is snow.
This is snow, man.
I didn't think it was this deep. I don't know why. Jeez.
I know.
It's deep, like you fall.
The snow is very deep here.
It is.
It's sinking down every time we take a step.
This is so cool.
Look at all the doggies on their little individual
Look
dog
at
houses. Aww. Right, for real? Like you sink down like 2 feet.
And then he's pointing to the Middle Branch Ice Falls. Those ice falls are starting in the Juneau ice fields. As they slowly, and I mean slowly, cascade down, they feed this glacier. The Juneau ice fields here are the 4th largest ice fields in the Western Hemisphere, which does mean they are some of the biggest in the world. In terms of square miles, these are actually larger than the state of Rhode Island. So we are on a gigantic chunk of ice that is bigger than the smallest state in the U.S., which I think is super cool.
Welcome to camp, guys. We have 11 awesome dog pictures out there. They're all friendly except for one dog. He's very, very skittish. And it's that guy, that white dog, licking his lips, looking right at us.
The blue vest.
We'll stay away from him, but I'll, you know. Yeah, that's Bones. They'll pretty much let you know if they want to pet, but no one's aggressive, no one's going to bite you, so you're more than welcome to say hi if you want to. We'll do that stuff out on the trail.
Okay.
Beforehand, I just want to give you a safety talk about what's going on here, what we're going to be doing. It's nothing crazy, it's really simple. So we got our 2 sleds. There's 4 of you, and 1 of me. 2 of you can be up here, and then somebody can be here. And you can also stand on the back if you'd like. We'll make some stops if you want to rotate and try back here, you can. It's a lot of fun. We have our gang line where all the dogs are going to start getting hooked up right now. Fair warning. Pinball will be our leader up there. He loves to jump.
Okay.
Just like he's like
Be prepared. Yeah. Should I sit back here with you?
Yeah, you sit here, and then I'll ride on the back.
Okay.
I want to feel like the musher. Okay, so we forgot our sunglasses, so they gave us these really cool ones. I feel like they're growing. So they are currently hooking up all of our dogs to the gang line. There's really 2 sleds hooked to each other. So Will and the other 2 girls in our group are going to be sitting to start. I'm actually going to stand on the very back, which is super exciting. So I'm going to actually feel like the musher. I feel like I'm in a real life Baltimore movie right now. So we're going to go out, and then we get to kind of meet the dogs once we get out on the glacier. We take a little pit stop. So I'm so excited right now. The dogs are just very expressive. So there's like 240 dogs that live in this camp. They all have their own individual little doghouse home, and they all are different colors and personalities. I love this one that's just like laying on top taking a nap. And these are the actual kind of sheds for the people who work up here. I'm kind of scared to hold on. They are ready to go. Look at them. You can tell they're working dogs. Here we go. Oh my God. Thank you. Dude, this is like unreal right now.
This really is. Like, so the funny thing is, like, all these excursions, it's always like, you know, they're trying to sell you. It's always like overrated. I'm like, I bet we're just gonna do like a little like, oh,
right, this is legit dog sledding. This is so cool right now. Hey, look, we are out on a freaking glacier right now. Oh, there's another team next to us. You're like, and then I did a ride. We're racing them. Right. Come on, mush, mush. Oh, what I did.
Jen dropped her sunglasses, so she held up the whole operation.
All the dog sled teams had to stop so I could get my sunglasses.
Dogs started fighting and...
No, they didn't. But it was funny because when I went back to get the sunglasses, the lead
You got
dogs...
to say hi to one?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't want to like distract them.
Yeah.
They're in working mode. But the lead dogs were like barking at me like, come on, lady.
Come on, move it, lady.
Move it, lady.
Okay, Jen,
Yes.
we've traveled to 3 continents,
Yes.
13 countries. We counted today, what, 40 states, right?
Yes.
This has to be one of the best excursions we've ever done, don't you think?
Not one of. It like
It
for
is,
me, it's
isn't
this
it?
is the best excursion I've ever done in my
Yeah,
life.
this really
Like
is.
coolest activity.
And guys, this was very expensive. This was our splurge for the trip.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
And I was hoping it wasn't gonna be like stupid and we just
Yeah.
got tourist trapped into
If you
fake dog
did,
sledding.
I'm not kidding. If you have a budget and this absorbs your whole budget, don't do anything else the rest of the trip.
Right, just walk around the
Just
towns
walk around
and
the
the other
little
areas.
towns
Like
and
do
do
or
this.
do cheap activities. You gotta splurge on this.
Yeah. Guys, this is how deep the snow is. Like, I just took a step off, and it's probably a good 16 inches.
Yeah, well, it's 13 feet of snow here, but you
Yeah.
sink like
You sink, that's what
you
I mean.
sink like a foot and a half
Yeah.
down into some of the steps you take, and you just never know. Like sometimes you're right on top, and all of a sudden you're like this. Look at these babies. Hi guys. Hi. 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 Hi.
That's pork.
Pork.
That's pork, yeah. And this is ratchet.
Ratchet.
And it's a great spot for us to meet you guys and to get really well socialized.
Yeah.
Though these these dogs were probably born in the wintertime, didn't meet a lot of people.
Yeah, a little crazy.
Go over there, I'll see you later.
Hi. Hi.
Funny because they're all huskies. You wouldn't think. Like,
Well, that's what he was saying. They're Alaskan huskies or whatever.
They don't even look like huskies.
Right, but yeah, he was just saying it's more about their work. Yeah. You're so cute. Look at that face.
This one loves
He
you, Will.
loves, yeah.
So these two ran the Iditarod, he said.
No, just this one.
Oh, just this one.
Hi, bud. Hi, bud. What's wrong? What's You're a good boy, huh? You're a good boy.
So this guy is the lead dog, right?
Yeah, so he's the lead dog, but that's his mom.
That's his mom there. She's 10.
And it's Mother's Day.
Oh, so
So she only runs one sled a day because she's so old, but we got lucky because she just loves to run.
She loves to run
So
still.
they like to let her do one a day.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is.
Hi, sweetie. You are just so handsome. Is that your baby? Is this your baby? Oh, you're a good mommy, huh? You're a good mommy? Did you teach him how to run good?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did.
Oh, hi. Hi, what?
And he loves to jump, they said.
Yeah, you're so cute.
Oh,
though.
your eyes are so pretty. Look at your eyes.
All right, here we go.
Right.
Yeah, see, we gave one.
Yeah.
100, or we put out 105,000 pounds.
My gosh.
Now it's just our
What?
Yeah, 105,000 pounds of poop.
Of dog poop?
Yeah, because each one of those, weighs a little over 1,000 pounds. But
Wow.
Only 100 trips.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of poop here. All right, so we moved to the front seats now so we get a good view of the dogs.
I love the front too. Oh, they're so cute.
Right, 'cause you can actually see the dogs good now.
So these dogs race.
Oh, yeah, some of them, not all of them.
Okay.
Banshee, like that I did her on when I said she's retired. She's
yeah.
moving down to Seattle to live her best life with all her.
As soon as they start going, they're like focused.
Right.
They're not barking anymore.
Yeah, we're essentially doing these 38s, 36s now. We don't have like set days. Good job, guys. All right, come on. I know it's a you get it.
Everything's flushing.
Yeah. All right, all right.
Look at this one over here.
All right.
So cute.
So some of these dogs have friends in this yard. They want to say hi.
That's so
All
cute.
right, come on.
Look,
Ah.
they want to say hi to their friends.
Go, go. All right. There you go. We're going.
Look at him. He wants to get over there so bad.
Yeah. You're all champions. Go, 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 go. All right, come on.
So long.
Yeah, just take her off. Ready?
Perfect. Now I can see my phone.
Yeah, now I can see my friend.
Ready? All right. So here we start taking the plug lines off. Kind of lets them know that they're done. And then that way, when it translates to when we're resting, plug lines off, time to rest.
Okay.
Not for that. Dude, I hear you. Oh, yeah.
Is it fun?
Hey, you.
I think he's my favorite.
Oh, he's definitely my favorite. Yeah. He'll get adopted quick when he's ready. John's like, I'll put my name on the list.
Have you ever thought about living in an RV?
Right.
You like golden retrievers. I got a dog for you.
Right. Look at him.
He's got itchies. Look at all that hair.
Right.
You're sharing, huh? You got itchies.
So one thing they were telling us, this is the Tonga National Forest, and which is actually a rainforest, which is hard to believe, but it's estimated based on the amount of rain or precipitation every year because they get a lot of snow. So they have to ship everything in by helicopter, and they have to ship everything out. So none of this is permanent. Even the waste, they call them poop pigs, and they lift them up by the helicopter and take them out when they're full.
All right, as if this excursion wasn't already amazing enough, we still have one more thing that we're doing before we head back. We're jumping back on the helicopter now, head over to another area of the glacier.
Cool.
Remember not to step on the gray sausage thing.
Yeah. That's a different feeling. The last time we sunk right down.
I know, that's what I was saying. You come out, you feel the difference from the ice and the snow.
Right. Look at this view.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Like, yeah, you're in a picture, not real life.
Like a creek moving down, melted ice moving down, and he said that you can drink it. Some of actually the cleanest. Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm going
it's some of the cleanest water you can drink, and I'm thirsty anyways. I've been like working really hard mushing, so.
Oh yeah, have
so
you?
I need some water. Oh my gosh, the ice is so sharp. Like,
Right, I can tell. Just be careful. One more time. Is it good?
so cool. Oh yeah, it's good. It's refreshing and cold.
Your hand's cold.
Yeah. I'm so glad I didn't bring gloves.
It's hard going backwards, but we're doing it for the gram. Doing it for the vlog. That's so cool. Do you want a picture too?
Water. You need both hands, Will.
It is good.
Right.
It's good water.
It's good. It's good for me.
That is good.
So what makes the blue just its thinner?
No, actually. So the reason why there's some white and some blues, the ice has little pockets of air inside of it.
Okay.
When the sun heats that up, they open up, expand, pop open, kind of give it this porous feel in the opaque look. Whereas blue, you can see a little bit of water run over the top of it. Just like a stone in the river, smooth out the edges, it smooths out the edges in the ice.
Oh, okay.
Shine through.
So that's what the ice would look like naturally if it was smooth. Gotcha.
Because it's blue for the same reason why the sky's blue and the ocean's blue. Water is blue.
Right. You're just saying, like, what is my life right now? I'm alone on a glacier.
We're the only people on this glacier.
I know. I just told them.
And it's incredible. Like, I'm just speechless. venti vanilla latte, please.
Thank you, sir. Jenny, good morning. You want some coffee? You're welcome.
Today is a port day and we arrived in Skagway, Alaska. So I thought it would be fun to kind of show you guys what life is like living on an Alaska cruise ship. So with it being a port day, you usually arrive at different times. Today we got in at what time?
7.
Like 7 a.m.
Pretty early, actually.
Yeah, and in Alaska, we seem to have pretty long port days, which is nice. So we don't have to head out first thing in the morning. But we are leaving now because we are doing a train ride up into the Yukon of Alaska today, which should be really fun and scenic. Now, this morning they announced that there was like a landslide at the Skagway port. So normally you can walk right off to the ship and like into the port town, but they are doing shuttle buses today to go around where the landslide was. So we're actually running a little bit late. We're gonna head down and exit the ship now. Something interesting about port days is that usually by law they aren't allowed to have the casino open while you're at port. So all the machines are closed down right now. You can't even play here. Yeah, it's for the United States. Usually depends on the country too. If you're doing like an international cruise.
International places you can play the casino at ports.
Yeah. Okay.
But not in the States. For some reason.
Gosh, that's so cool. There's just a whale right out there.
Yeah.
It's not even that deep, I'm sure.
It probably is pretty deep. So.
Probably goes deep quick down there. All right, we gotta go.
We're full. I could have worn shorts.
I know.
Yeah, good.
All right, I think we made it in time.
I think so. They just said, yeah, stand right here. So
yeah, so I think we're in the right place. Yeah. All these people, for the most part, are doing the train ride. It's just, there's different versions of the train ride. So we're doing train and a bus ride, which the bus takes you a little bit of a different route.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of waiting to see where we go.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah. Ooh, carpet. Look at that. Looks like he's just posing here. Look at that, he's just posing. It's just so bare. Right on the side of the road. That is so neat. Like, I mean, he was just standing right there like, take me once. You want to take my picture?
Wow, we don't ever see that. What I always say is, if you were a bear, would you be standing right by the track?
Right.
So this one is just like...
He's very, very social.
He was waiting.
So we got off the train and now we're on this bus back down the mountain.
Yeah, the nice thing with the bus is we can make a couple stops along the way, and this is one of them. So some of the mountains are named, but these are the mountains. So he's a little bit of an older gentleman, and he told us when he was younger, he worked on the railway and he had a rail pass. And then during his off days, he would use his pass and he would take random stops on the train. So he'd take the train up, take a mountain, jump off the train, and ski back down. That's so cool.
Yeah. He said that was before the highway was even built. So the
Correct,
only way
yeah.
you could come up here was with the
Right.
train. Now you have the Klondike Highway, so it's more accessible to get up here.
Right. Cool, so we just finished our cruise excursion, and the way a lot of these excursions work is they typically have you back pretty early because they don't want to take any chance of you missing the boat. But the town's right around, obviously they build up right around the cruise ports a lot because there's a lot of money coming in off the cruise ships. So we are in Skagway now at the cruise port area, and it's kind of like Western themed, I think kind of going along with the whole gold mining. And one of the things we found that they had here is this Alaskan fry bread, and look at how big this is.
It's like the size of your
huge.
head. It's
I
bigger,
know,
actually.
and it looks really good. I'm gonna try.
They were making it fresh in there, like they just took it out of the fryer. She dusted it, cinnamon sugar, and then put it right up on the counter for us.
It is really, really, really good. So.
And this is actually really good because we were dumb this morning and didn't really eat before we left. Not
pickleball morning instead of
yeah, we prioritized that.
ship.
So let's see if we can both finish. They were like, "Do you want one?" I'm like, "Yeah, just one."
Just one. Like I even like my sweets. I
Yeah.
couldn't finish
No.
the things I don't think.
That's like family size.
Yeah.
Okay guys, we just went into the cutest store here in downtown Skagway. So the guy who owns the shop is Native Alaskan, and the tribe from this area is called Tlingit. I think I'm saying it correctly.
Tlingit, yep.
Tlingit, yeah. And all of the jewelry and the fur products in the shop are all made by
his wife,
I believe. And
Except for a few little things he said.
yeah, most of the stuff in there is made by, I think, him and his wife. And the earrings caught my eye on the outside of the store in the little display. These are the earrings that I saw.
They're so pretty. It's a little hard to see, but yeah, they can see them.
So this stone is called opalite, and it's one of his favorite stones because when it moves and when the light catches it, it naturally looks like the northern lights. And so I just kind of love that story, being here in Alaska and you know, looking for something kind of special to take back from our trip. He had some really cool stuff in there. She also makes jewelry with real furs in it. There was these hoops in there that had fur all around them. They were really cool and unique jewelry. So after a really fun day in Skagway, and actually kind of relaxing too with the train ride, we are heading back to the cruise ship now. So that wraps up our port day. And I think that's what's so much fun about cruising, is that you have a combination of relaxing days at sea and port days where you get to get off, and you know, you don't get to really dive deep into any one area, but you get to have a taste of all these different places.
A little bit.
Yeah. But what's cool is, you know, you spend a little bit of time in all these places, and then if something really stands out and you really enjoy a place, you can always plan a longer trip back to go see that. So that's what we kind of like about cruising. You don't get to really dive deep into just one place. You get to see a lot of little places and have a bunch of different experiences. So cruising is definitely one of our favorite, if not the favorite way for us to travel.
Yep.
And so we're heading back to the cruise ship now, and we're gonna get ready for dinner, I think, which that's another great thing about cruising, is a full 4-course dinner is provided for us every night. So we just got back to our room from dinner, and I did wear the earrings that I bought today, the little opalites, but we came back to our room and we were just like, holy cow, it is 10 p.m. right now, and look at how light it is outside. Holy crap. That is so weird.
10 o'clock at night, you can see the mountains clear as day. I'm doing
I mean, look, you can see, like, the sun's still setting over there.
You can see, you know, I'm on whale watch duty right now.
You feel like you have such a long day, but the sun sets around finally like 10:30.
Yeah.
But you know, even after sunsets, you still have some light in the sky. Oh, look, there's an island out there. Oh, it's a lighthouse. The really unique thing about an Alaskan cruise is that it's worth sitting out on your balcony and spending time just looking at the scenery, because you're passing these beautiful snow-capped mountains and islands and glaciers. Speaking of that, tomorrow is a day filled with seeing glaciers. So tomorrow's whole itinerary is at sea, but we're going to be going through Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier. So tomorrow's a day of just kind of sightseeing from the ship. But most of the time on most cruises, a day at sea, you're not really, you know, it's nice to sit out and look at the water, but you're just seeing water for miles and miles. You're not seeing anything else, whereas on an Alaskan cruise, there's like constantly stuff to sit and look at and see. So
oh, so I forgot to say at dinner, so we're more in the middle of the dining area, and I just happened to look literally like across the whole dining room, peek through the window like between everybody's heads, and I see this dolphin just
a dolphin,
a whale,
a big dolphin,
and it like did the whole, what do they call that? I forget.
I don't know.
They like scare the fish up, and then his whole mouth came out of the water, scooped them up, and back down.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I wanted to see that so bad.
So we're gonna turn in. We're gonna definitely need to use our blackout curtains.
Yeah.
I gotta do some work. We're gonna turn in, and then because I have to get up early tomorrow for something really cool on the ship. So good night, guys.
Good night.
One of the coolest features of the ship is what they call the North Star experience. This is a rotating observation capsule that lifts you over 300 feet above sea level and completes a 360-degree rotation. Now, we were only able to get one ticket for this, so I went up on my own, and boy, did Will miss out on a gorgeous view. There were snow-capped mountains as far as you could see, and we were surrounded by this gorgeous teal blue glacier water. This was just such a neat experience to do on a ship, and definitely the coolest activity I've ever done on a cruise before. So I just came down from the North Star, and it was pretty cool because you could see the icebergs out there. You could actually see like more of a top-down view. You couldn't really like see how big they were underwater, but you kind of could see a little bit how they're bigger under the water than on the surface. Cool. But it was weird when I was up there because the ship started turning at the same time that the arm was turning.
Right, I noticed
so
that.
It felt like we were just like spinning really, really fast. The ship is turning around, I think, because
I can't really understand the captain, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we think it's like the glaciers are too big. I thought he said
no, the icebergs.
I mean the icebergs. So I thought he said that like we were gonna wait here a little bit and hopefully they like clear out and then go. But he's turning around now, and it's only been like maybe a half hour. So I mean, maybe change his mind.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get to see the glacier today, or we're going a different route, or what's going on. But hopefully, we don't want another Titanic situation though. So hopefully the icebergs clear up and we can safely see the glacier later. But we're super hungry, so we're gonna head to breakfast now.
So every morning in the cruise ship, they always have obviously tons of food, right? And they have different options. So since today's a sea day, they actually open up the dining room for more of like a formal breakfast, which is what we decided to do today. Now it's not always open. It is most days, at least for like an hour or two. Sea days like today, it's open longer. If you don't want this, there's tons of like little cafes, but also you can do Windjammer, which is the buffet upstairs. Oh, you can do room service as well.
Yeah, you can have the basic Windjammer food delivered to your room.
Yeah, and the like continental stuff is free. If you want like hot stuff, which you can get eggs, bacon, all the good stuff, it's like $7 per room, just total, and that's more of like a delivery fee.
Yeah, and that's really nice if you just want to wake up and sit out on your balcony and eat breakfast. The water is very, very blue here.
It is. It's so pretty. We're passing by the glacier, so I don't think we updated everybody. We had to turn around.
Truthfully, we don't know if we're seeing any glacier today or if they're going to another one. It's kind of, you can't understand the captain on the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
So I know we turned around, but I don't know if that meant we missed everything or just a portion of the glacier.
Right, because today was supposed to be Endicott Arms and Dawes Glacier. So we're like, okay, did we have to turn around from one and now we're going to the other? Or were they all together? And so now we're having to leave both of them.
Right.
So we don't really know.
It's still a pretty view. It's not glaciers, but the water is very, very pretty. Turquoise blue here. But you could see all the little bits of ice out in the water. There's some bigger chunks over there. And there was a lot at the entrance
to Endicott Arm. Now the nice thing is if you do an Alaska cruise a little bit later in the season, because this is like early May.
Yeah.
If you go later in the season, you don't have to worry about icebergs as much.
Yeah,
but
there's
then,
pros and cons.
yeah, it does limit you from other activities like the dog sledding we did.
No, I mean, overall, I'm so happy. And we got great weather so
Oh yeah, we've
far.
had a lot of sun. We haven't had much rain in Alaska, which I was expecting a lot of
Yeah.
rain. We really have had very sunny weather. Today is a bittersweet day because we are at our last port of our Alaska cruise, which is Ketchikan. Now, Ketchikan is known as the salmon capital of the world, even though it really isn't anymore. Their economy doesn't really depend on fish exports as much as it used to, but back in its heyday, it was, I think, one of the #1 exports of salmon. And the reason they have so much salmon, apparently, is because of the amount of rain they have in Ketchikan. But you wouldn't really know that they're known for their rainfall because we have lucked out with a very, very sunny day here. Really, our whole trip to Alaska, we've lucked out with very little rain compared to normal. But today's pretty exciting because we're doing a float plane tour, which neither of us have ever been on a float plane before. I don't really know what to expect, but we're going up to the Misty Fjords National Monument, one of the #1 things to do if you're in the Ketchikan area. So we're meeting our tour soon and we're gonna hop on a float plane for the first time in our lives. We were just talking to the transportation guy for the tour who was telling us how the amount of days of straight sunshine they've had here and then just all of southeast coastal Alaska is like very abnormal because you never really think about it, but a lot of this region of Alaska is considered a rainforest and they depend on the rain. The environment depends on rain. It dries out super quick here if they just have even 6 or 7 days of sun. And even here in Ketchikan, a lot of their electricity is hydro-powered, so they really depend on the rain here. So even though it's nice having sun, they really like the rainy days here. That's what their environment depends on, so. Thank you.
May I potentially be the first to welcome you to Ketchikan?
Thank you.
These doors into the other doors, to the right, and then it's on your left.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Her name is Kipnik. Kipnik. Oh, she's so soft. She's so soft.
Can these land on land as well?
Once.
They have
Not on purpose, or
if they have something called amphibious floats. Don't have wheels.
You don't want amphibs, they suck.
oh, do they?
Maintenance heavy and they're heavy. Same on both doors. Keep in mind here in the middle row, the door handles are behind you, okay? Survival kit's in the back of the aircraft. It's a black bag. It has all the stuff you need in there to have a good time in the Tongass National Forest, minus anything to actually have a good time. Life jackets are here in the center. In the event you feel your lunch coming back from the dead, please have it at the ready. I've already gotten thrown up on once this year, and I don't want it to happen again.
Gosh.
There's also a wonderful noise-canceling headset for everybody on board this aircraft. These all have microphones. When you're wearing the headset, you do have volume controls on either earpiece. You can turn your volume up or down. I'll be playing music and talking to you guys throughout the flight, okay?
Oh.
All right, go ahead and put those headsets on. Make sure your seatbelts are on. We'll be out of here shortly. Just like that, I'm over here.
Well, thank you. During the flight out to the Misty Fjords, our pilot told us some interesting facts about the plane, the area, and Ketchikan's history.
Our float plane was built in Canada in the 1950s and was originally used as a utility plane to carry supplies. It was used by the military until 1975 and then purchased by a company in Seattle and refurbished to use for tours in Alaska. The pilot himself is from Florida, and his first job was pulling those signs up and down the beach. After that, he flew float planes in the Bahamas for a bit, which sounds like much more ideal weather than Alaska. Even though Alaska is the largest state by area, its population is only 875,000, which is way less than the second largest state, Texas, which has a population of 30.5 million. The island of Ketchikan is about the size of Rhode Island, but most of its population is situated right along the coastline. The canal that separates this island has killer whales, and they've been known to eat moose that are diving for kelp. The lighter green trees here are hemlock, and their wood pulp is used in Dairy Queen soft serve and in pre-shredded cheese to keep it from sticking together. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'll stick to shredding my own cheese from now on. The Sitka spruce trees here are used for a lot of guitar bodies because of its acoustic qualities. And speaking of trees, the lumber industry used to be the major economic driver in Ketchikan. A lot of temples in Japan that were destroyed in fires were rebuilt with wood from Alaska because the climate of Alaska is so similar to northern Japan. These fjords we're flying through are caused by glaciers moving through the area, and the fjords themselves can be as deep in the water as the mountains are tall.
We made it.
We made it to solid ground. That was such a weird experience to land on the water like that.
I know. My ears are still adjusting a little.
The funny thing is, I actually thought it would be a bumpier landing because you're coming, but it actually smooths it out more than because you're not hitting on such a hard surface, I guess.
Right.
Look, there's a waterfall over there.
Oh wow.
Coming down. It looks like this is an ideal spot to land the float planes in the misty fjords.
Welcome to the Misty Fjords, guys.
Oh, for
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not so misty though.
No, days like
yeah, too sunny to.
hazy up there.
A little
Yeah.
hazy, yeah.
Is there usually a lot of fog as you're flying through the here?
Well, we're a temperate rainforest, so we can have upwards of 13 feet of rain a year.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we have that rain, it's pretty misty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the mornings when it's hot like this, the condensation actually evaporates off the trees and it kind of creates a misty
okay.
look. Don't wander too far. We are in bear country. If you guys listen carefully while we're here, you can hear a hooting noise. It's a That's the city grouse. That's their mating call. Right now, this time of year, they're all mating. They're actually delicious. They're like a wild chicken.
Ah, okay. I've never even heard of those. This is beautiful. Look how clear the water is.
I know.
You can see, I mean, look how moist the ground is. You can tell how much rain they get because the ground is like so soft and wet.
Right.
We're only here for a second. We're about to go back out. I have to say, I think the most incredible landscape I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
With the fjords, because the glaciers have actually like cut the fjords out, and so it's just like jagged rock faces and water at the bottom. A lot of lakes, waterfalls.
And you can grab the propeller, just don't spin it. Don't go back inside yet. You can stay outside.
So we got on the floats from shore because they're gonna push us out. We're gonna get some pictures standing on the side of the plane. It's really weird to be standing on.
I know.
So this is Misty Fjords National Monument, and so you're not really allowed to do anything here that disturbs the environment, but float planes and, did he say outboard or inboard motors?
Outboard.
Outboard motors are allowed to be here because they're not actually disrupting the environment. Helicopters aren't allowed because they
kind of stir up the vegetation and stuff as they're landing. But float planes just land right on the water, so they're not really disturbing anything.
It's really cool.
So, and also I think that they were flying float planes here, some of these companies were, before they named it a national monument, so they were kind of grandfathered into it as well. Now, another thing he was telling me is, I heard some water flowing, and there's a creek right up there. He was saying certain months out of the year they actually can't land here because there's so much bear activity over at that creek with them fishing.
Crazy.
Now, they don't really have grizzlies here, he said. They have brown bears, which apparently, I don't know.
You've never been on live television before?
I've been on live television before.
And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Apparently, brown bears and grizzly bears are essentially the same type of bear. The only difference is in their behavior. Grizzly bears tend to be more aggressive towards people. Brown bears are pretty laid back.
Hi, I'm Paul.
But apparently they can get just as big and sometimes even bigger than grizzlies, which I didn't know that. I thought they were totally different species of bear, but the more you know.
The more you know.
I'm standing on a float plane right now. What'd you do today? I stood on a float plane.
Right.
Should we jump, Will?
No. No, I'm okay jumping now. It's when we're in the plane, don't move.
Hey.
Stop.
Hey.
I just don't want you to fall in.
Hey, hey. I feel like I'm surfing right now.
Right.
This is the best I'll ever surf. We were trying to do, they have a different version of this tour that is float plane and then you get to go fly fishing. That's what we were trying to do because Ketchikan's so known for fishing that we really wanted to do that here. We kept booking that tour and then it was actually sold out, so we didn't get to do it. So we settled for just the float plane tour, which is still really cool, getting to see the misty fjords. But if you're planning on coming to Ketchikan, I would definitely try to do something where you get a plane tour and fishing. I wish we could have done that, but that's why we tried to work in fishing a couple videos ago in Sitka, and we saw bald eagles. We didn't see any whales, but we caught a couple fish.
Yep.
That was fun.
We did
so
some
go check
kayaking.
that out too if you haven't seen it
I didn't
yet.
get it on camera, but I did see a starfish. What?
All the cool nature.
No, the starfish was cool.
I saw a starfish.
What? Thanks.
I saw Patrick.
Thanks for making fun of me.
I saw
And
Patrick
SpongeBob.
and SpongeBob in Alaska.
That river is actually really pretty.
Yeah, that's a creek.
A creek, yeah, whatever. I can like imagine a bear being in it.
Right.
That definitely looks like the kind of place where a bear would hang out.
You know, the bears want that fish too.
Right. Gotta
Fight
get that
for the
fish.
fish.
Gotta get that fish.
Get that fish.
Gotta get that fish. Gotta get that fish. I got that fish. Did you get that fish?
How are we doing over here?
Great.
Good.
Alrighty guys, watch your step.
Oh, good.
You want me to hold your phone?
Thank you.
Something?
Nice purse.
It's a fashion
Remember,
statement.
watch your step. If you can't watch your step, watch your language. You didn't want to get you demonetized.
Demonetized, yeah.
Jen and I were literally just talking, like, if you come to Alaska, you definitely need to budget to do some of these experiences because this is like a small part of Alaska, these little port towns, but like getting out and adventuring, a lot of these excursions are a little pricey, but it is so worth it, and that's where you really see Alaska.
Yeah.
So we highly, highly recommend it. We got about an hour and a half before we have to be back on the ship, and then we're going to walk around and just see what this little port town has to offer, and maybe grab a coffee and ice cream, something like that.
Yeah. Maybe an iced coffee. That sounds good.
A nice coffee. A coffee with a scoop
You
of
get an ice
in
cream,
it.
I get an iced
Right.
coffee. That sounds good.
There you go.
right down the street from the water is Whale Park, and standing in Whale Park is the Ketchikan totem pole. It's kind of special because it's actually a photo of it is on the second to last page of the US passport. So if you have a US passport, go flip to the second to last page and see if you see this picture. You should. The interesting thing about totem poles that I didn't realize is a lot of people think that they're used as a thing of religious worship, and they're really not. They're used to honor ancestors and kind of celebrate events and oral traditions and stuff like that. So not really a religious thing. They're more of honoring people and events from the past. This one behind me, the Ketchikan, has 3 different figures on it. At the very top you have a crane, and then in the middle is a thunderbird, and at the very bottom you have a brown bear. So they all kind of have different meanings. Ketchikan in itself has the largest collection of totem poles all throughout the city area. So there's definitely a lot of cool totem poles to go and check out if you're into history. This one's just pretty special since it's in the US passport. That Whale Park is also a really cool stop because it's just beautiful, like a tiny, tiny little park. But it had Japanese cherry blossom in full bloom.
That was really
and
pretty.
Yeah, a couple other flowering trees right there. So it's really pretty, kind of like oasis as you're walking from downtown to Creek Street.
We stopped for a quick snack at Alaska Crepe Company, which does these fun hand-style crepes. Now they had this board inside where you can mark where you're from with a pin, so of course we had to add one ourselves.
Are we doing Florida or are we doing Maryland?
Maryland. Good luck to you.
Right about there.
Dang, that is packed. I don't know why this person stuck all the thing out.
No, there's Jen finishing the rest of the crepe that I wanted.
Alright, now we are down at the historic Creek Street, which is a short 5-minute walk from where the cruise ships let out. This Creek Street is kind of an infamous area of Ketchikan because it used to be a red light district, like really the biggest red light district in Alaska. So if you don't know what a red light district is, they used to have brothels here, and back during the Prohibition they would actually sneak alcohol in from boats down the creek, and then they would bring them up from the underside of buildings.
Wow.
Sneak alcohol in. It's not really like that anymore. It's a tourist district now. I think it stopped being a red light district in the 1950s, but it's funny because it has that kind of history, but it's actually a very pretty street because all the shops and everything run along the creek. The creek is almost the road, or it's the street itself. So behind me is Dolly's house, which is like the most infamous old brothel that's here on Creek Street. And it used to be owned by a woman whose brothel name was Dolly. That wasn't her real name, but she owned this for many years until she finally had to go to a nursing home in the 1970s. But she used to be a prostitute herself, and then eventually, after going to, I think, Vancouver and Juneau and some other cities nearby, she finally settled here on Creek Street and opened up her own brothel for herself. So this is, I believe Dolly's house is now like a museum that talks about the prostitution history on Creek Street. But one thing that's like funny is there's a sign on the door that says, if you can't find your husband, he's in here.
If you've made it to the end, thank you so much for watching this documentary-style vlog of our entire 7-day Alaska cruise. Let us know in the comments if you enjoy long videos like this, and make sure to like and subscribe because we have even more cruise adventures coming out soon. Safe travels, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.